Hey guys, help us get to 100 subscribers by the end of this month. Hit like, subscribe, boom. Any of those buttons out there, whatever it takes. I don't know where they're at, but hit them. Help us get to 100 by the end of the month.
Thank you.
So welcome to Brewed and Amused, number 2 podcast. We will talk a few things as we venture down the rabbit hole of this Brewed and Amused number 2. Types of grasses here in North Georgia. It was a question that was posed to us on after our last podcast. We're going to talk about those grasses that you'll see little differences in it. We won't stay on it too long, but we will talk about it and see where that conversation goes. We'll talk about some services with ALF Lawn and Pest. That's who we are, or who I am. And by proxy, that is who Patrick is. And then, there he is. And by proxy, this will be some of our customers that may weigh in on our services as well if they join us for that segment.
There's
Pest conditions in the lawn and on shrubs that we're seeing. Jason Sillay.
Fanfare. The tall man. Wow, that's already empty? Oh.
Yeah, I'm already done. The brewed part is over.
We are way brewed.
Brewed is over.
Sponsor play.
Funny.
Jason Sillay and Sara Sillay and I and another couple, we went on a Virgin cruise, so we'll talk a bit about that, how awesome of a time we had on that cruise line on our vacation this year.
None of you were.
And
Virgin
then
is just the name.
This is Jason, by the way.
That's Jason.
Sillay. He also, with his wife Sara, and some of the kids in the neighborhood, helped them out throughout the season. It's perfect timing to talk about fireworks and his business.
That's right. Anytime's a perfect time.
That's right. Tuesday, August, what and whenever.
Yeah.
Putting it in the sky.
And we'll talk about some other ideas that they've got in their head to start some other businesses, and then we'll see where the rabbit hole takes us.
That's right.
There we are.
We love rabbit holes.
Rabbit holes.
Are we expecting
Deep and wide.
Sarah? Is she like tying off or anything? Or are we still just playing around down here?
Whenever you're ready.
She's still in makeup.
Yeah. Still in makeup. Awesome. Well, tall man. What the heck do you want to say, dude? Okay, you caught my interest the other day when you mentioned stuff. This ice cream parlor. What's up?
So we have a special needs daughter, Piper. She turned 20 this Monday, a couple of days ago. And she's going to be, she graduated from North Forsyth High School this year. So she's super proud of that. We're proud of her. And she'll attend for another 2 years in what's called the Live and Rise and Live programs, and that's where they'll focus more on work skills and job skills as opposed to academics. And she has aspirations of wanting to work and open an ice cream shop. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we're hoping to maybe generate some interest and get a 501c3 started and see if we can't provide an outlet for kids, not only in this area but metro area, whoever wants to participate as an outlet for them to have a place to come and work and fill their time and have purpose. And those kinds of things. So.
Nice.
So there's obviously a need for something like that.
Certainly, yeah. Right? There's a couple in the area now. I know that Sliceability, I believe, is one that opened most recently at the Cumming City Center. Is that what that place is called? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't been down there yet, but
20.
I'd like to set some time to maybe go speak to the owners down that way and see what their modus operatus is as far as how they operate and exactly what the logistics are and how their 501c3 operates. There's a lot of concerns of if these kids come in, a lot of them are on benefits, whether it be disability federal or state, and if you employ them and they start to receive any type of income, then it affects the benefits that they receive. So I think we'll have some part of the platform be on a voluntary basis where they don't necessarily have to get paid, but it's more of an outlet for them to come and be able to participate in work activities for a period of time. I'd like to take the funds and maybe hire an on-site counselor to be able to work with the kids, or somebody that's trained in maybe emergency medical needs if something were to happen, and those types of things. So we just need to get an idea from those operators, what all that entails.
Mm-hmm. Could that like be like, I don't know, provide them some going past that accreditation or like an internship?
Who knows? They may have some of that involved.
Probably have to be created specifically for them. But
there's a project that's supposed to be in the works here, and I think they're still working on funding. I can't remember the name of it, but it's going to be a full live and work community for the special needs here in Cumming.
That's awesome.
So it's supposed to be a really large complex, and they'll have, of course, medical facilities on site if they need it, and then they'll have shops and workshops, and I'm not sure exactly what the work is geared towards, but some of it may be veterinary, some of it maybe there'll be some of like what you were talking about, degreed or technical goals that they hit. I've done some reading on it. I haven't done a lot into it just because she's not of that age really yet, or at that level, but I'll have to try and find the name of that organization that was trying to
concept is,
and then they have like dorms where they will live on site, and I think a lot of it will have to do with lobbying at the state level to see what type of support that they can get to fund.
You'd have to work out some funding
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
There you go, Will Wade, Steve Gooch.
Right. Yeah.
There's a good one for you to take up.
We've got a lot of it here, program wise, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot of it, being put into action. A lot of it is, and it takes time. There's a lot of learning programs and skills and job skills. Dick's Sporting Goods and Hobby Lobby and Walmart and Holiday Inn are all places that the kids go and participate in work programs throughout their school week. So a lot of corporations and companies are on board with bringing these kids in to do stuff.
It's making me think of, you've heard of the goat farm, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you familiar with it? I've been down
near the waterworks in downtown.
It's somewhere towards.
Awesome, man. That really cool. I didn't know they did anything with special needs kids.
Well, not specifically there. It's more of the artists community, but everything that you're saying, they do for the artist community. I mean, you've got dormitories down there, and every kind of different sort of business aspect. The tea house, and they're each creator's type of artist studio, business front door, and so much. I mean, people. I went there to shoot my first round of.
I've been to casting calls there before. So.
Yeah, see that people will hold casting calls there. I got my headshots there.
It's really cool
the photographer, phenomenal. But somehow or another, grassroots or whatever, that's an organized cell of protected growth for that community, which is what you're talking about makes me think of. Yeah. Who is that?
I'm gonna be under a blanket.
You might have 1 or 50 of them down here. Hey, Boo Mama. Welcome to the show. Okay, now we've got one microphone over there. And we don't really need me. I'm actually standing next to a microphone here. So if either one of you, it'll cover both of y'all, whichever one of y'all are wearing it. It's got that much distance on it. Just click it on, or why not?
Yep, close enough.
Cool.
Yeah, that works.
That's cool.
Okay.
Sara, Boo Mama, my
Catherine.
fave, the one, the rest of the royal sea. Welcome to the show. We're just down here making a mess in your basement
Yep.
and recording it for posterity.
Generally happens when
Yeah.
there's 2 or more.
Yep,
Now there's
that's
3.
right.
Yeah.
So with the 501c3, and this is something that's opened my eyes just through you guys. I've never one children I'm not exposed to a lot, but special needs part of it. Y'all,
Thank God you're not exposed to it.
true,
Could be
true.
trouble.
But thankfully, Piper being here has opened up some eyes. There's a lot of awesome kids that I've seen through the Miracle League that she plays in.
Yeah, there's surprisingly a large amount. They field 16 teams of kids on Saturdays down there for softball. So,
and some of them are not in the best physical condition, but there are a lot of them. Surprising to me, just my naivety, that
Very capable.
functional,
and functional, and have personality like Piper, and one of them. One that Kristen kind of explained her situation. She's blind. I think she might have been on
Lauren.
Piper's too.
Lauren is her name. Yep.
But she's got a talent that you wouldn't think. She just plays the piano beautifully, and she sings great. And there's a lot of skills within these people, these kids and adults really now,
That's
right? And what do you attribute? Do you attribute to the school system up here that helps develop these kids? I know that the program, the Live, what you call it, the Live, and then the
Rise,
Project Life.
I guess that goes a long way, right? To
I
helping.
think that it's very important that everyone works together. When you take a hands-off approach and your teachers are pouring into your kids, and you come home and your kid is not being engaged with like she is very much so here in this neighborhood, I think that boosts their abilities and their capabilities even more. But yeah, we're very fortunate with the school system here. They wrapped her up, took her in like she'd been here her whole life, and just unplug it. But yeah, they're great. But I think that it takes, they say the whole takes a village. That is true. We could not do what we do with her without y'all. There's no way. To be able to allow her to be outside running the streets right now and know that there's 15 houses, that if this house were to spontaneously combust, she would know that she could go there and be safe. So I think it's a community effort. She did very well when we homeschooled. Homeschool, I think, changed a lot of things for her. It gave her one-on-one attention that she was starving for. And I think a lot of children, not just disabled children, need. But I think that gave her a great foundation of improving her self-worth.
And y'all did that for how long with her?
So it was the tail end of freshman year, all of sophomore year, and then she went back to school the beginning of her junior year in Colorado and was there for August, September, October, November, 3 months. And then back here, and we homeschooled until school started in January.
Okay.
But that consisted of writing thank you notes for Christmas gifts, things that we all take for granted. We just sit down and plop them out. Like, that's an actual activity. And it's also physical therapy for her also. Like, it helps with her dexterity. It's the number one thing that you can do with children that have dexterity issues is encourage them to write, because they're gripping, they're having to, make controlled movements and things like that. So, yeah, I think it's a community effort. At least that's what I will, I think, speak on the both of us, that we couldn't do it without our people and our family.
Yeah, I think it's different for different people too. I mean, being able to come home to a neighborhood is a definite advantage. Imagine the same type of situation where you're in an apartment complex. It may be a little tougher to be able to. There again, having some place that they can all go to, and work and get outside the home and interact with people, I think is a big thing too. If you,
one of the big things that we noticed with her was when, her whole life we've been trying to pair her with people her size. So like she's small for her age. So we had friends who had children that were, 6, 7, 8, and they may be the same size as her, but she's twice their age. But the day that she met a friend in this neighborhood, I saw a switch flip. And it was relatability. Like she related to her. Like, oh, you're like me. Special in our own individual ways, but she knew it immediately. And that's the same bond that she and Rachel have too, I feel like. Is just that, they get on each other's nerves,
Just like we do at times, and yes.
But at the same time, they very much so enjoy the same things. They, it's a beautiful friendship to watch.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
That's great. To be able to have that is uniqueness that you have amongst good friends, that you do get on your nerves, and then you figure out how to repair it, and you let it go, and then you move on, and then you just
and they've all got something to contribute, and having the ways and means to be able to provide an outlet for them to do so is, you almost have to do it. It's just the right thing to do. You know, so there's some that, we got a young girl that plays softball with them, and they
excuse me,
don't have the ways and means to go and do a whole lot and this and that, but she bakes casseroles and she makes bracelets. And she, they want to do, and they want to participate, and they want to, have purpose, and, so trying to create something that, that provides them with an opportunity to do so, even if it means having to provide, transportation, like these Sara buses that run around and, pick up the elderly and stuff, just trying to put some type of program like that together. And, again, that goes back to speaking to some of these pre-existing outfits that are doing some of this stuff. There was one that was a coffee place that came to the Miracle League one Saturday afternoon. And I don't think they get paid. It's all on voluntary basis, and they don't charge for their coffee, so it's all on a donation basis type deal. And they pull a coffee trailer out and open it up, and the kids serve all the coffee, or young adults, or whatever. And
there's that, what's this, is it sliceability?
Yeah, that's one we were talking about earlier. So
there's
we need to go down and check it out.
Opportunities for her to have everyday opportunities, go to work.
But to your point, I think you're going to find more of that in a suburban, type setting, where there's more ways and means than necessarily there would be if you're in a situation where you're, in downtown Atlanta in an apartment, or don't have the outlets and the access to exactly those types of opportunities.
We're blessed that Rachel's 4 doors down.
Right, that just happened to be lucky that her
Do you see your Piper's 20 now? Just as Monday.
The other day.
She walked downstairs and went 20.
Do you see her her personality and her mental state transitioning to where she wants to kind of venture down this ice cream? Because you've talked to her about it a little bit, right?
Oh yeah.
And
I would say that like everything in her life, she's fallen off the scale this way. So everything's been at a severe delay, and she's going to continue increasing her knowledge, her abilities, her desires at a much more delayed speed. But she opened up a gift today, and she got all kinds of presents. She opened up the card, and she was like, oh, please let there be a check. Because she knows that all of her checks are being put in an account for her to help her one day, be it, housing or medical or whatever, but also for the ice cream store. She's thinking about it. She told me that she got to serve ice cream. Where did she tell us that she got to do that on the boat?
Oh, I don't know.
She mentioned I got to give people Mickey ice cream bars.
Cool.
And I started thinking about yesterday, actually, I didn't even mention this to you, like, gosh, I wish there was a way we could get a Kona Ice van for the 3rd and 4th of July and sit her and Rachel in the parking lot and just give them a little trial run. Just give them a little trial.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of how you treat her too. It's with her situation, because it's hard not to think of her as a child because she's small. You know, she's and to do for her all the time, you gotta make her do for herself. She's 20 years old, but when you look at her, she looks more like she's 6 or 7. So I think getting out of that mindset of she's only going to grow if you treat her like her age, as opposed to speaking to her like a child and continuing to treat her like a child and those types of things. So that only hampers her ability to be able to grow and become a young adult.
We're constantly saying,
and I think a lot of that's with any of these types of kids, is that they have to be challenged, and when they interact with people, they're, particularly with her, people are always surprised or taken aback, when she says, I graduated, or how old are you? And she says 20. Well, they think it's just a little kid that is telling them that they're 20 years old, but she's actually 20. So it's that whole mindset of being around her and treating her her age, that, and kind of breaking that cycle of caretaking all the time for her and doing for her and making her do for herself. And so there's a lot of that.
And that encompasses, I would say, like the clothes that she wears and the TV shows that she gets to watch.
Right, that kind of stuff.
We don't do Saturday morning cartoon fest, If she's not feeling well, there's obviously the exception to that. But for the most part, she's watching The Office. She's watching, grown-up shows that are, she's hearing different vocabulary and obviously being exposed to different situations. But cartoons these days are not necessarily what we all thought they used to be anyway. So, she's very well aware of, she'll say, oh, SpongeBob, I can't watch that. I can't, so, and I think it's just encouraging her to do adult-like things.
Right.
Coming down here and playing on the pinball machine, or, being outside and playing on toys is one thing, but she doesn't carry her babies around with her anymore. Just trying to encourage her to be more like a 20-year-old.
Right. Let's talk about y'all in the decision. So you got older kids that are getting closer to being graduated and going, and then, to me on the outside in, it's like, y'all just, let's take Piper. Yeah, y'all take Piper in. And to me, it's, when I'm talking about my life decisions, I'm like, I'm 43 years old now. I don't want any damn kids. Yeah. And it's because
but we didn't take her in. We had her full time.
Yeah, right.
Didn't have her
and
the whole time.
But I got a little selfish kind of approach because I've been I don't have any kids and my priorities are different. Yeah. And that thought process, you're sitting there thinking,
I think really when you knew her prior to her living here,
right?
And I think seeing after that initial 6-month span, how she changed, she's different. And it was like, how can we not advocate for her to be in a position to where she can continue to grow and continue to, when she says, I am beautiful, I am smart, all her affirmations, she believes that now. How can you not?
Right.
I mean, I was thinking today, this morning specifically, because he was at the doctor and I was working, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. But she's our baby. What are you going to do?
I feel like I've noticed something in my perception aspect.
So can we do that?
Anyways, that y'all don't let her get buttonholed or put into that, like that, that general cast of like they or them. She's Piper.
Yeah.
And like you could list clothes or skills or any other list of aspects. You can say, okay, special needs. Piper, she watches The Office. Piper, get off that bike, or you know, she's who she is, and y'all have not only cultivated and
Hatchet, stop molesting him.
What?
Down.
come down here.
Joe, check your peanut butter.
But you're
It's
letting
probably-
that person grow.
I think society's changed a lot in that aspect from, over the last, not to go back even 50 years,
Oh, yeah.
You used to take people with special needs and, put them away
They were just
and put them away in Bellevue and,
Well, they used to have retardation centers
Right.
here
Yeah,
in Georgia.
yeah.
That's where they went.
Georgia Retardation Center.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, much
it's not
like
a
in school, like they do a specialized prom. They want to make sure her teacher. This was amazing to me. These yearbooks are this thick, and when she got the one from the school, she's in 4 different pictures, and I think we all can remember back to high school, and you flip back to the back, and you want to see where you are in the yearbook, and everybody loves to see their picture somewhere, and her teacher went the extra mile and made a book, their own yearbook.
Wow.
So she's got a North Forsyth High School yearbook of her senior year, but she's also got a yearbook with all of her friends, and it's just them. And they do the specialized proms. They take them, out in the community, and they do all sorts of, they go from farms to Walmart to Costco to Dick's. I mean, she's out and about doing stuff all the time that is normal. I mean, it's obviously guided and chaperoned and all that kind of stuff, and she needs constant reinforcement and redirection, but I think that she's got some behaviors that need to be unlearned and then retaught, and she's doing that. I mean, just in the past 3 years, she's grown so much and changed.
I've seen, just outside looking in, I've seen a big change in her. Like when she'd leave for a little bit of time and then come back, it was a little bit of work for y'all, and y'all kind of had to reset yourselves to get her back in a good rhythm. And to just now, we go on vacation. She goes on vacation with her grandfather, and she comes back, and it seems like it's just a smoother transition for y'all to get
she's
her
grown
back
up
in
a
the rhythm.
lot
Yeah.
as far as that goes. She knows what the rules are around here,
And she wants to be here, and that's some motivation for her. Like, there's certain things that you have to do to be here.
Awesome.
You're 20,
Yeah, I mean, she's 20 years old.
Yeah.
That's the
20
thing,
years old.
and that's a lot of it too. Is like I said, you got to treat them their age. They can do a lot more than if you don't give them the opportunity or force them to do, then they're not going to. Type situation. To coddle somebody at all times is not good for anybody.
Right.
So
Yeah, whether you're her or
to enable
Or,
them.
us.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Any type
Yeah.
of person.
Any
So.
person.
She has her good days and bad days,
Yeah.
like all these kids do. So
She's a quick rebounder, though. She forgets quicker than anybody I know. She remembers all of the things. She's got an ironclad memory when it comes
Well, she's
to...
still a woman.
Yeah. But if you were
Remember
to,
everything,
we
but you don't
started
want 'em to.
teasing her more so that she will get used to what a tease is like.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'll say, "What are we having for dinner?" And I'll say, "Gruel." You're teasing me. Whereas she used to get angry and upset and cry. I don't want that, And now she'll go, "You're teasing me. You're teasing me."
Yep.
So she's learning.
social norms
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
and those things take time.
cool.
So
You want to get a beer?
I've got a segue.
That's just the box for advertising, I guess. Will you grab me one too, please, Jay?
Yeah.
Since we decided to do this episode and power couple, because you guys are power couple. In my
Thanks, sir.
opinion, I think that's a good aspect of how to look at y'all, but only one. Y'all got 1,000 facets, and they're fascinating. I can use words, but what is? And it really kind of zeroed in, honestly, whenever I was trolling your Facebook album, looking for a picture to put on the podcast thumbnail, and just that legacy that just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Damn, there's a lot of y'all in y'all. And to think of like everything I know about what y'all are, Texas is coming out here, what you do, what you have, how you're facilitating it, and how you keep the gears going. And
He keeps the gears going. I just fall in line.
yeah, absolutely. No doubt, he's
This is the
dynamo.
mastermind. He's the mastermind
He's
of all
like
the things.
the nuclear something that you would refer to being a power set. The guy never stops. But what's it like to be a power couple? I guess y'all think it's normal.
It's exhausting.
Like exhausting. Of course it's exhausting. I don't know how y'all do it a lot of times.
I don't either.
Because yeah, the appearance is you never stop.
He never stops.
You're like sharks, and actually that's actually a false thing. Sharks can actually stop swimming, but like something, if you stop your motion, you would cease to exist or die or fail or whatever, and you just never stop.
The only time he stops is when he's not well. If he's sick, you can find him upstairs sleeping. Just a minute, baby.
Load up.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to come be on the podcast?
We pod.
Okay.
I ain't gonna put it over there.
Thanks, babe.
So let's segue into it is the season for fireworks. Yeah, and
Segue.
having to not stop moving and being a relatable business owner here is you can't stop moving. You always got to find a way to make the next buck because it's on you, right? And that's a lot of what's in the back of your brain. It's like it's on me to make the next dollar and to make sure this mortgage gets paid and make sure there's food on the table for her, right? And
you got to try 10 different things so that 2 of them will work.
Right. Exactly.
If you were to go back on my Facebook page and I had done all of the ideas he has come up with, I don't know that I could name less than 20 right now. I mean, just there's all the time ideas floating in his head. I mean, there's and it's not fireworks.
It's exhausting.
You're telling me, brother.
Yeah, I mean, he's the idea man, and I put stuff on paper and make pretty spreadsheets. That's about his stuff. Yeah, we are a team.
Y'all are one
We are a
of
team.
the best examples in my living experience of team, husband and wife, business be what? Functioning, operating,
Yeah.
doing that, being a team, not just a name, not just claiming to be a team.
You're mic'd up and you just burped.
That's all right. It's real.
Well, I
not supposed
think
to
that
belch.
again goes back to our community.
Getting it out there.
It's not just the two of us.
Yeah, it's not just the 2 of us.
Right, well,
There's
no,
other
it's
From
people.
our kids, my best friends.
Nobody's
Yep. And like we mentioned when we started talking, the Owens' kids, all of them have helped y'all at some point.
Yeah.
He's helped y'all.
Yeah.
I've jumped in the
Yeah.
Christmas tree lot with you at some point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, we did all sorts of things to make ends meet
Go on.
before
Get down.
fireworks.
I don't want you on me. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
To us. I mean, hell, our anniversary is next week, and who decided to get married in the middle of June when you're own a fireworks business? Like, there's no trips for our anniversary. We're working.
Yeah.
It's been, and now we're even more so working because I'm at home working.
Right. That's a whole
Some
thing
wild
going on
reason.
there. And congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
By the way, I don't think I've kicked that out there since it
Yeah.
happened, but absolutely.
So idea for next podcast, we'll talk about small businesses. We could get it down our road, but really what we want to be interested in is 'tis the season for Boom Candy in Key Lacey County.
Gotcha.
It is.
So y'all got fireworks y'all sell.
We do.
You got,
We got a bunch of them.
yeah, where, when,
Yeah.
hours,
What, man?
how'd
got-
that start? Let's get into that.
6 locations, but for this season.
Yeah.
But the main one is in Gainesville.
Gainesville.
Yeah.
Tell them how it started, though, because it started with our boys.
Oh yeah, we were out shopping for fireworks. That was
At
it.
Walmart, the
Yeah.
old Wally World.
Yeah, Walmart. And we talked to a guy. I had the 2 boys with us, and I just asked him. I said, "Hey, is there any money in doing this stuff?" And
All he had to say was yes.
yeah, well, he's a school teacher that had just moved down here from
He works at West.
New York. Yeah, he works at West, and we talked for a while. And he said, "Well, if you're interested, they're always looking for people." And gave me his general manager's number, and we got together and talked. And it turned out that we knew a lot of people in the same circles. She was in the Mormon community, and I grew up with kind of my second family was a family of Mormons, and
they're good at marketing.
Yeah, they are hardworking. So
She retired
and
about
large
5 times.
family, all family based, and so we couldn't get rid of her. She has retired like 5 times. But we knew a lot of the same people, and so we kind of hit it off, and we tried one location and made some money and thought we can do this,
He slept in his truck.
yeah, well,
That was back in the day when they weren't locked locations. They were just these big circus tents.
yeah.
Right.
And so you have your inventory out, and you in the middle of Gainesville,
Yeah.
you can't leave that out.
Mm-hmm.
So he slept in the back of his truck.
No, I like to
for a
camp
week.
anyway, so I mean,
Yeah.
And that was
it
second
like
nature
camping
with
for
Big
2
John's,
weeks.
right?
Yeah.
You had to just
Yeah.
stay there.
But there
Paid to
was
camp in a parking lot
so
for 2
I
weeks.
would have the kids at home.
That was the Subaru, Suburban?
No,
No, it was
the
the Explorer.
Oh, that's right. It was an Explorer. That's
Explorer.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
So he would work, and he would be there, and then I would get up and come bring the kids out. He would get in the truck, drive home, take a shower, come back up, and that's how we did it the first.
And we were already selling Christmas trees, so I was sleeping in a parking lot selling Christmas trees for a month anyway, so it was just another season, selling stuff in a parking lot.
And we've done
So,
Halloween.
yeah.
We've done flowers.
And the hell with Halloween, right?
No, Halloween is gone.
I haven't given up on Halloween
Yeah,
yet.
I said I would not do it ever again.
I haven't given up on Halloween.
So we're in between Memorial Day. That kind of
but I
obviously you got
can't
New
get
Year's,
Spirit to call me back. Yeah.
But-
so.
Memorial Day kind of kicks y'all off, and for the big season, right? And y'all got a look. Y'all got a brick and mortar location.
Brick and mortar in Gainesville at 984 Riverside Drive that
Okay.
we've opened, and it's still seasonal. We stay open through the summer, Fridays and Saturdays, and then beginning of June all the way through 4th of July full time, and then Fridays and Saturdays until school starts up, and the lake shuts down, and then we go by appointment only, and then we open back up the month of December, headed into New Year's full time, and then close it down again by appointment only until the lake opens back up in spring. So it's a roller coaster as far as that goes, but you just got to be able to manage your sales and money, and when you do make that money, make it last, and know that there's going to be a minute till you make any more, and in
Right.
between that time, do other stuff, keep yourself busy, put some of those other ideas to work. So
And the usual suspects are around here, right? Like Phantom. What's the other one?
TNT.
TNT.
No.
Yeah.
So it's a differentiation process, right? And
We're the
give your
only
name.
family-owned and operated center.
Okay.
That's our little. I mean,
You were the first one, yeah.
well, we were the
in
first.
Georgia.
We were the
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
That's
There's some other small ones.
that's
out
big.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't
And
think about
especially
that.
in Gainesville. I mean, we're the only one in Gainesville.
Yeah.
TNT is in Gainesville as well, but they're corporate in and
Yeah.
out, and that's part of my pitch when I'm talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
Is I mean,
It's the
especially
difference
in
of
the
shopping at
environment.
a Kroger or going to Ferguson's meat market to buy your beef.
Right.
So I mean, there's differences.
It's made an impact from what I've seen over time. I mean, it's like whenever I express to people, why aren't you open or something like that, the question being brought to me, it's like, well, it's not really, eggs and milk on the way home
No.
kind of business.
Yeah, it's an emotional purchase.
It
an impulse
is.
buy.
But in the same turn, and often even with the same person in that conversation, it's like, yeah, you don't know how many times I've stopped by here to see if you're open. And what that tells me, and what I kind of draw out of them, is that they know you're there.
Yeah.
They may not remember the name, Xtreme Explosive, but they know that their fireworks supply resource at that location is there, as opposed to just not. Because, you know, you run into customers that just got no idea they're even breathing. And then you,
all you got to do is call. You know, I drive out and meet, you know,
that's what I'm that too. It's like, I don't say we make deliveries, but we both own trucks.
moms and dads that are expecting, or weddings that are coming up and you need stuff. We'll come out and open up the store for you, and that's not a problem.
It's amazing to me to observe, coming from absolutely no contact other than I pay and blow stuff up once or twice a year in my lifetime before hooking up with you guys. To see, first of all, just to see the industry from the inside, but then to see your effect, Xtreme Explosives effect, there in that community, that location, as opposed to the other guy's effect, because we wear both collars, and we can see them from those two different aspects. But that y'all are actually touching people. I mean, you got your lake base, and then because community is important to you guys. I watch that in so many different things that you do. You've got the military school that you work with, and isn't there
There's all sorts of high
church
schools.
that's got a particular vacation Bible school or something.
Free chapel.
Your entity with TNT is also a charitable something like that. I don't have all the words, but the point is like you run threads through almost every single thing that you do, and it's weaving over time. Your activity is actually a loom, and you're building a tapestry. And then that kind of brings me back over to Power Couple. It's like, yeah, it takes all the people that it's involved to do. But y'all are like the loom. Y'all are like just thrashing those threads together over and over until it's just building out this.
It is. It's the little threads, though, too. I mean, we had a couple of kids that were, their father was trying to teach them about working to earn money, and so they were washing cars so that they could earn money to buy fireworks, and it was just a post on Facebook that somebody had put up. So we told them that, you know, if they brought their money up there, that we would, you know, double whatever that they, you know, had to, you know, to make purchases with, and those kinds of things. So, yeah, just to, you know, you get these kids out working young, and, you know, get them jobs, and yeah, man, instead of, you know, what they've done with removing shop classes from high schools and, you know, hard work and those kinds of things. Our kids grew up slinging Christmas trees, and, you know, and working fireworks stands, and, you know, it's all great if you don't have to do that, and you're super smart and have some other avenue. Those kids work hard too, but, you know, there's always a benefit to working with your hands and with your back and doing something, you know, at some point in time in your formative years, you know, that you'll appreciate later on, you know, whether it's, you know, cleaning stalls, or, you know, trimming trees, or, you know, whatever, frying fries, or whatever it is, stepping stones, you know, and all kids need that opportunity. Even the ones that are special, you know, need, you know, that type of stuff and that type of purpose to, you know,
Makes you
to
feel
carry
good.
to the next level. So
That's part of the reason I went back to work.
Yes, being stayed stuck, not a good thing. Stagnant.
Well, after having spent our 2 years with her, being the principal and the teacher and the cafeteria.
Yes, that goes back to it again. Even
That was
whenever you're
purpose,
in
and
that
we were
stayed stuck, you're
accomplishing
still busy.
things. And then to go to nothing, it was like, wait a minute, I need something to do.
And
I